Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Siege of Limerick Open Final 2023 between Dublin Frisbee Sevens and Pelt of Limerick. We've got lots of sound lads on display here today and a small bit of talent as well. It should be a thrilling final for all involved. Fiona, your thoughts?
Yes, it will be quite interesting. Friends and foes actually here today with a number of players from Dublin Frisbee Sevens having played with Pelt. So it'll be very interesting now how everyone adapts to playing alongside a person to playing against them and wanting to get that gold.
Yes, yeah. On the Dublin Frisbee Sevens team we have former Pelt players Niall Handsome McCarney, we have Connor, and we have Ev Daly. A few of the lads, Conor McCarthy that is, sorry I forgot his second name there for a second, please forgive me.
It happens to the best of us,
It
Tom.
does
It's
happen. Previously sound lads, not as sound anymore obviously, since they left Pelt, but look, there's no bad blood, there's a small bit of bad blood, but best of luck to them, and hope they lose on Pelt.
We're not biased at all, so all's fair in love and war. We'll take it into this match as well with us today. Yeah, just waiting for the disc to begin.
So, I believe it is going to be Dublin receiving the disc. We have Niall McCarthy hooking it down, and off we go. And the final commences. Dublin receive the disc in their own end zone, playing it out with a pass to number 50. Setting up in a 2-5. Disc to Handsome Niall. Down the line to Dave Smith, another formerly sound lad.
It's unfortunate how they just lose their sound qualities when they go to a different team.
I'll never understand it.
Yeah.
But look, like we say, we're
Like
harbouring
you
no
said,
ill will.
Disc
Nice
is
time
back
with
in
this. Back to Dave Smith. Down the line. Number 83. It's nothing but down the line flicks into the end zone. Big D, Ian McAuliffe, not good enough. It's an unlucky play by
That is
you.
a score for Dublin Frisbee Sevens. Pelt needs to redeem themselves out as they go forward.
Absolutely. It was a well-worked score by Dublin Frisbee Sevens, in fairness to them. Pelt gave a lot down the line there. Felt like the defence should have been a little bit sharper. I'm sure they'll bounce back on this point though.
Yeah, the helium and the balloons that they're holding might help them and lift spirits as they go forward as well.
Yes, absolutely. Niall and Jamie bringing a piece of their costume from last night at the party.
Yes.
I believe the song was 99 Red Balloons.
And they did bring 99 red balloons and more for everyone to be able to get a balloon to have with them for the night.
Yeah, it looks like we
Very
lost
generous.
97 along the way, but hey, it's those two that count the most.
Yes.
Pelt receiving the disc. Coming out on O. Looks like it's
Big
going to
disc
be Andrew Mead.
Oh, is it coming
Christy
in?
Tinker. It's
There
going to
is
be a break.
It is a break. Again, the wind is slightly picked up compared to having zero wind over the weekend, which people are just slightly needing to adjust to.
Beautiful conditions here in Limerick as always.
Yeah, sun cream required.
Yeah, lots of lads out there with a bit of sunburn from the weekend, understandably.
Yeah.
Andrew Mead here taking the disc. A well-seasoned Pelt player.
Up against another Pelt player, Conor McCarthy now, so
Yeah,
both very knowledgeable of each
Andrew.
other's talents.
Andrew resetting the disc to Tinkler. Looks for Scully. Scully fakes, sends Jamie away. Resets to Niall. Niall with a lovely little flick into Soup. Ian picks up the disc. Ian looking for the reset. Doesn't get it from Andrew, gets it from Tinkler. Tinkler looks for the deep shot, he sends it. It's Ugly Niall in the end zone. Oh! A lot of love between those two guys.
Coming up to the front of the end zone now, Mr. Niall McCarthy will throw the disc.
Niall sends the disc and is caught by Soup for the score. Pelt level it at 1-1.
What was your thoughts on that point now?
I thought it was well worked by Pelt. Lovely little flick inside there by Ugly Niall, and then darted down to catch it in the end zone, just outside the end zone. And well worked score all round by Pelt, and they did indeed bounce back.
Both squads do have a number of players just to have on the side, so even fresh legs are always good for each point going to this now.
Yeah, quite a lot of depth and talent for both sides. Be interesting to see how the game plays out.
Mr. Niall is getting ready to disc now to get it back in motion. Disc coming up, 3, 2, 1, and it is down.
Dublin received the disc, playing out with the 2-5.
Very clean cuts being made here today.
Yeah, we should be in for some nice frisbee today. As we mentioned previously, a small bit of talent on display here. As Dublin send it down to the end zone.
Is it a score? Oh, very, very close call there now, but unfortunately just a bit too short. Millimetres
away there with the layout. Great effort feat.
Yeah, completely. And chased down entirely by Pelt ultimately too. Both saw it as a very equal opportunity there.
Great pressure by Pelt. Pelt 2 coming out of their own end zone here with the 2-5 themselves. Looks like it's going to be Liam Grant and Christy Tinkler handling.
Christy take his time working the disc up to the front, making sure everyone is prepared for what is ahead. He's a daredevil. Swinging back and forth to each other, safe space, always good. Working upfield now to Mud. Apologies, Mud, I actually don't know your real name. Again, in the safe hands of Mud. Not slippy, very solid. Being chased by Christopher.
Raw spice by Christy Tinkler, and he dishes it to the end zone. It's a buttery biscuit, and Tinkler does it again. That boy's special.
Wow. So casual. This is a fun day for Christopher. Making it look easy.
We've perhaps just witnessed one of the spiciest plays of the tournament by Christy Tinkler. Dishes it away from the defender and absolutely places it into the end zone, into the hands of his fellow Pelt teammate.
He enjoyed that.
The spice is real.
The smile on his face. Brilliant to see. Larkin Murray, we are serious. We all saw it.
Shout out to Larkin Murray. We wish you were here with us today. Obviously, Larkin Murray being the greatest commentator in the history of Ultimate Frisbee. He is steeped in the history of Ultimate, and we can only hope to.
We aspire for his attitude, personality, and charisma for you today.
Yeah.
Disc in the hands of Dublin Frisbee Sevens now, trying to work it past the Pelt force. In the hands of Alan Pearce, being marked by Mr. Ian McAuliffe, swung centre to Shane Doyle. Again, very, very hard forcing here. Ooh, very close turnover there for Dublin Frisbee Sevens.
Good hands by the Frisbee Sevens as they look to play it out of their own end zone. It's a risky throw. And it almost worked out for them, but Binchy drops it.
It was almost a Christy Tinkler 2.0.
It almost was. They could never live up to the heights that Tinkler is displaying here today.
Very close call there.
A lot of biscuit business being thrown around here today. Soup gets the disc outside the end zone. Dishes it into the corner. Ian's there, but he's not there enough.
No. A dish not served today.
86 on that one. Pelt could do a little bit more composure. Same could be said for their opposed today, the Frisbee Sevens. But we'll forgive them, it's been a long weekend.
It's almost as if there's collisions in familiarity of what they both do.
Yeah, absolutely.
Another turnover being displayed.
It's another turnover, as Fiona said. We're going to see the disc coming in again with Ian McAuliffe, who I believe is the captain of Pelt this year.
Indeed, yes.
Yeah. Fair play to you, Ian. You've come a long way.
Formerly.
Ian sends it to the end zone. Dylan's underneath it. Who's coming down with it?
Oh,
it's going to be the Frisbee Sevens get the D.
Oh, there's a discussion taking place. Dylan Fields, I think he had a very equal bid on the disc, but also Dublin Frisbee Sevens feel likewise. I feel it's uncalled, retracted. It is a turnover.
Both teams are going to need to channel the weather conditions today and play some chilly offense,
which is challenging for the very, very spicy throws that we're going to be seeing.
Absolutely, yeah, quite the contrast between the heat from the spicy throws and the cold conditions. Both teams are going to have to combat the elements today. But again, some fantastic weather we're having here in Limerick, I must say, as always.
Very good fakes being displayed.
Disc reset now by the Sevens. Cuts are a little bit all over the place, quite scattered, and it's just throw away. Niall picks up the disc and looks to get action going quickly in the end zone. We've got Soup who comes down with the score.
Almost a discussion taking place, but it's been retracted. Congratulations, Pelt. You have a score
done,
on
Pelt.
the board. We are now 3 to Pelt, 1 to Dublin Frisbee Sevens. Tom, did you not receive a gold medal with Ian McAuliffe previously in the development tournament?
I did in my second year playing Ultimate Frisbee with the University of Limerick. We took home UL's first ever Devs All-Ireland medal, and I believe they've won it every single year since.
Yeah, Ian is really setting the tone for gold medals in Limerick.
Absolutely. We laid the foundations for success of Ultimate Frisbee in Limerick. I think everyone's in agreement.
You really did hand over the reins to Ian.
Yes, absolutely, yeah, and fair play to Ian. He's playing a blinder out there today. He's really come into his own. And he's leading the Pelt boys here to a 2-point lead over the Dublin Frisbee Sevens, who are now going to be receiving the disc, coming out on O.
Hello? Hello, sir. I have a question about
Very strong pull by Christopher Tinker.
Absolutely.
Received by Dean.
No.
And the Dublin Frisbee team are at 6s and 7s right now as they play out from their own touchline. Handsome Niall being marked by Ian McAuliffe.
Oh!
Deep shot by the Frisbee Sevens as Dylan Ryan chases it down. Will he get there? Oh! It's an incredible bid. Was it in bounds? Looks like it's been called in. Spectacular play from the Frisbee Sevens. What a grab.
This is what we want to see in a final.
Dylan Ryan unlucky with the defence there. He charged that one down, but it wasn't enough. And the Frisbee Sevens bring it back to a 1-point game.
This is anyone's game to win,
It's anyone's
really,
game,
isn't it?
Face anyone's game.
Wow. That was spectacular.
Supposedly.
It's on the schedule.
And it's there. Apparently the schedule said you shouldn't be playing up. So that must just be
A lot of camaraderie there by Pelt, clapping for each other, encouraging each other, and really just supporting one another.
A lot of good spirit in this game, which we love to see.
Really
we
good
love
to see, actually.
Yeah, it's the underlying theme of the sport, and it's on full display here today.
13-5 UCC and
DC lost.
Wow, the crowds are really turning up now to watch this event.
Crowds are rolling in from all over to witness this display of Ultimate here today in the final of the Siege of Limerick Open Final 2023.
First since COVID-19.
Wow.
What
Incredible.
a sentence and what a statement to be able to make.
Welcome back, everybody.
Welcome back. We are here and we're not going anywhere. Disc is back in play. Andy Mead catching the disc now. Looking for options.
It's a lovely flick to Jamie Chambers. Jamie Chambers spots the run of Soup, disregards it. He's going to reset to Andrew Mead. Looks for the swing to Tinkler, fakes him away. Pops it over. Ian McAuliffe receives the disc. Sends it deep.
And it's into the
And
hands.
it's a delicious buttery biscuit to the end zone. Pelt take a 4-2 lead.
Someone boil a kettle. We need tea with these biscuits.
He has green. He's green.
Oh, he has
green.
the camera won't be able to make that up.
That is not what that looks like.
4-2 now to Pelt. But the game's not over. It's still only the very opening part of the whole spectacle. So it'll be interesting to see what Dublin Frisbee Sevens have up their sleeves. As many of them are wearing long sleeves on such a hot day, really, actually.
I too wonder what's under the sleeves, Fiona. As you said, the game is far from over. A lot of talent on the Frisbee Sevens team. As we can see, Handsome Niall leading the line here. Hands in pockets. Body language is key here. He's relaxed, he's composed.
Very.
He's ready to take on the boys he knows.
I'm gonna go.
Oh, keep finding.
Gonna need to see a bounce back here from the Frisbee Sevens.
Shaving the rest of it.
The game is in danger of getting away from them if they don't get an answer back.
Yeah, he probably can't.
Disc is back in play. Is it coming in? That was a very good push. Bit of confusion as to what's going on. Did it not come back in? Oh, my apologies. It is being worked up the field. That is inconvenient for Pelt now.
Not
A lot of
great.
yards there being just handed to Dublin Frisbee Sevens at a time when they really need the points as well.
Absolutely. Key field advantage here coming in from in or around. I dare to say past halfway. Oh, it's well past. Oh, and he's just still going. About 15 yards outside the end zone. We'll get a reset here. Number 50 takes the disc. Pops it back to his teammate. Hanson Niall with the cut. Doesn't get the disc. Pops it out to the sideline. Back to Hanson Niall. With a hammer to the end zone. And his teammate is wide open for the score. And it's 4-3. And the Dublin Frisbee Sevens are right back in it.
Oh, that bird just fucking.
No, the live stream big it up.
Also happening at the same time as captain of Pelt Ladies, Hannah Wilson, shaved her hair for charity today, raising over €3,000 and also donating her hair to other people in more need of it. So selfless and so kind of her to do it. Back to the pitch now. We can see Pelt are really preparing themselves. A lot of talk going on between players. A lot of confidence as well, actually, being displayed. Disc is up, being received by Christy. Andrew ready and waiting for it. Jamie Chambers ready, looking for it. Back to his pal Andy Mead. Swing to Scully. Back to Tinkler. Super ready for it. Not an option. Great movement in the middle of the pitch there by Mud.
Tracy Tinkler looks for his cutters. Few people open from, but there's Ian McAuliffe. Picks up the disc, looks for the boom. He's not happy. He is not happy, folks.
Clear frustration there as Dublin Frisbee Sevens are really clamping down on the force here today.
Soup gets the disc, looks for the boom, and it works out. What a calculated play by Soup.
Was it a
Jamie
mistake?
Chambers gets the disc, and he finds. Oh!
That
He
is
finds
a
his man in the
score.
end zone for the score, and it's 5-3.
Well
And you
done.
can't help but think that was all Soup.
Was that calculated or was that madness? Maybe both.
Calculated madness there. An expert play
Fantastic
from an
things
expert
to see.
player. And it's a 5-3 lead for the Pelt boys against the Dublin Frisbee Sevens. Some would say a well-deserved lead, others wouldn't.
Interesting now, as there's clear frustrations, as Dublin Frisbee Sevens, their defence is very strong, but like that, Soup's throw just completely threw a spanner in the works for them all.
Absolutely. Again, we're looking for a bounce back here from the Frisbee Sevens.
It's happening. We're going to see a universe point game, I feel.
They've been strong so far,
Very.
responding to points scored against them. Can they do it again, Fee?
Yeah, they're very candid, very calm, very focused. You can see, again, Handsome has his hands in his pockets. He's ready.
Calm, composed, ready to play some Chilio.
Kieran, is there actually a play?
This is sent down to the hands of Dublin.
Number 50 gets the disc, gains some yards straight away, reset back to him, playing a 2-5 stack here, looking for some cuts. They're not quite coming.
Oh, it's up the line.
Looking for the reset again, gets it. Can we see a swing? We will not. Quite cluttered here from the Dublin team. Handsome gets the disc. Shuffle around from the cutters, reset. Backtracking a little bit, we get the swing.
Very easy options of being opened here with Dublin Frisbee Sevens, suggesting a more possibly poachy or possibly tired defence by Pelt. We will say poachy, as they do like they were poaching, as Ian swoops in and takes the disc.
Looks for the deep shot straight away, doesn't take it, is calm and composed from Ian. Sends the disc to Dylan Ryan. Dylan Ryan looks to the end zone, nothing there for him. Sees the swing to Liam Grant. Liam Grant pops it off, Niall McCarthy gets the disc. Back to Ian McAuliffe. What will they do next? Nobody knows.
Going for the swing.
Niall McCarthy gets the disc.
Safe options only.
Looks for the end zone. Throws up a hammer, questionable.
Would that be safe? Maybe not.
Pays off. Dylan Ryan's got the disc. He looks to the end zone. And look who's there.
Into the hands of Brian O'Sullivan,
The boss himself.
the face of the Siege of Limerick, one would say.
Fair play to you, Brian. That was a lovely cut.
Organising tournaments and just slotting in points. It's just a regular Sunday for Brian.
That's a 3-score lead for Pelt. I believe it's now 6-3.
Oh, let's go, Killian! Give the people what they want!
A clear fan club has emerged for the young Killian Crowley.
Crowd are hyped to see a bit of Killian.
Player in the world.
Best short field player in the country, so say the crowd. I can't help but agree with them. They're speaking in a very persuasive tone.
Can I get that clip?
Both teams are ready. Dublin receiving some last minute encouragement from Alan Pearce as Christie prepares the team for going to battle.
Pelt pull the disc, it's Christy Tinkler sending it upfield. The Dublin Frisbee Sevens take the disc, 3 scores down. Can they respond? Time will tell. Oh, it's a fantastic grab by Handsome Niall. Looks to send the deep shot. Is this the response that they were waiting for? It's not today.
So unfortunate. This fantastic play is being demonstrated here, but just small little slip-ups happening, costing them a point. It's back in Pelt's hands.
It's quite chilly in the booth actually, Larkin, I won't lie to you. Bloody freezing up here.
A lot to be said for being at a height, closer to the wind and all the elements of the world.
So not too many elements today in Limerick as Christy Tinkler sends up a questionably disc.
Teamwork going tit for tat, but it went flat.
Questionable. Dublin Frisbee Sevens come away with the D. Second turnover. Handsome Niall picks it up just before the halfway line. Looks to send it down the line, and Ian with the big D.
Get on this, get on this.
First time that's been said, and it's down the field. And Soup's in the end zone. Will he pull it down?
Soup.
Yes, he will. Soups, guys, Handsome Niall for the score, and it's 7-3 Pelt.
On you, Killian!
Things are in danger of getting out of hand here, folks.
Great display of chasing down a disc as well by Dublin Frisbee 7. There's 2 of them there, just unfortunate that the result was in Soup's hands. And that appears to be a timeout. Let us please just get some hot refreshments and come back with the hottest news for you all. Back in the booth now, guys.
And it's going to be interesting to see how the game develops from here. It's a 4-score lead for Pelt. 4-score and 7 team are down.
Maybe practice a joke before you say it.
Yeah, I should have thought about that one a bit more, not going to lie.
It's okay. We have a whole game to practice these. Now, Dublin Frisbee Sevens are ready to go.
He's contractually obliged. He should be absolutely snowed.
Pelt also just having the last few words before the disc is back in play. 3, 2, 1, and away we go.
Now McCarthy with the pull, sending it down. Dublin going to play out from the end zone with a 2-5. Let's see if the cut has improved this time out. And now with a bursting cut.
Consistently at the first cut and really getting free as well.
Yeah. One of the most established cutters in Irish Ultimate today. As Sevens look for the deep shot, it's not there. They're going to look to reset, but they haven't got too many options again.
Can't believe those 4 ULD people did throw a hook.
Bit of congestion there causing mild confusion. Disc is in the air. Too many Pelt players there for that disc to really convert for Dublin Frisbee Sevens.
Now McCarthy comes down with the D for Pelt as they look to capitalise on this turnover playing out of their own end zone. Christy Tinkle with the first cut out of the stack, receives the disc, resets to Niall McCarthy, who looks for the deep shot, so unlike him. Dylan Ryan picks up the disc.
Why am I just standing here not doing it?
Sends it in.
Into Collins on disc, straight into the hands of Liam Grant.
Yes, Enda!
Looking for the next option.
Oh, did you see that step?
Liam dishes it to Dylan Ryan,
Yes,
picks it up
Enda!
at the sideline,
Do it,
looks
Dylan.
for the flick.
Come on!
High
And go
release
again!
flick.
Sam on disc.
Sends it to the end zone and
into
Liam
the
Grant is
hands.
there. Will he get it? Yes, he will. And it's an
Cancer
8-3
Liam
lead.
Grant. What can't he do?
The man is everywhere.
Every-
Fixing rows and scoring goals. It's Liam Grant.
Get this man in the president's house. And that is half here in the men's final of the Siege of Limerick 2023. What was your thoughts on the first half, Tom?
It was a great first half. A lot of good Ultimate on display. A few spicy moments, not gonna lie. The highlight for me personally was the Christy Tinkler bat the disc to himself, catch and dish to the end zone for the score. Possibly the play of the day. Fee, what are your thoughts?
Possibly. It's crazy to think that all happened in just one half. I feel the score isn't quite reflective of all the efforts of the Dublin Frisbee Sevens. They're really putting everything on the line, and if this was a much closer score point or scores at the moment, I would believe it. But unfortunately, they're just tailing a bit behind, but there's still time to really pull that in.
I would agree. The score definitely doesn't reflect the closeness of the game. It's been a tight match, and the Frisbee Sevens are right there still. They're not out of this.
No.
They're not out of this at all. A lot of depth in that team. A lot of lads that know how to play the game. They're going to come out in the second half, I feel, and it's going to be a much closer game.
Yeah. There's going to be ripples, I feel.
Absolutely. Who knows what's going to happen in the second half? Stay with us to find out.
Coming back into the game now, unfortunately for Dublin Frisbee Sevens, they are starting on D, but obviously no challenge for a strong line that have no issue with putting their bodies on the line. On Pelt side, we have Darren Scully, Robin McCarthy, Ian McAuliffe, Andrew Mead, Mudd, Jamie Chambers and Soupy. A very experienced line, actually, if one might say.
Absolutely, a lot of caps there between those lads. Only one of them is wearing a cap, and it doesn't fully cover his head.
For Dublin Frisbee Sevens, I believe we have Shane Doyle, Shane Stinger Walsh, Evan Daly, Keith Myrna, Alan Pearce, Dave Smith and Conor McCarthy. So quite a few familiar faces on the pitch now.
As the disc goes up, Jamie Chambers touches it down, and Darren Scullo looks for the 10-yard pass. Darren Scully special. As Andrew Mead dishes it to Ian McAuliffe, looks for the flick up the line. It's not there, but Jamie Chambers is there today.
Slapped down by Shane Walsh.
It's an uncharacteristic drop from the JJ. Let's see if he can bounce back and get the D this time round.
Keith Myrna to Alan Pearce, who had played Masters all summer long, and again is a master of the disc, as that is a score for the Dublin Frisbee Sevens.
Number 77, great number by the way. Conor McCarthy gets the score in the end zone for the Dublin Frisbee Sevens to make it a 4-point game.
This might be the life and the lift that Dublin Frisbee Sevens need now for going into the second half.
Serious bit of momentum with that score, I feel, Fiona. What do you think?
Definitely. Roly-polies and everything. We had it all.
Absolutely. I just want to give a shout out to Evan Daly wearing the black Pelt shorts, playing against Pelt today. We know where his allegiances truly lie.
Mind games, some would say. Mind games. Takes a new level of confidence to come in wearing your rival's shorts with your own jersey on to a final. Maybe it is so that he is seen as a supporter regardless of the result.
Yeah, I can't help but think he's got some sort of Pelt jersey on underneath that jersey he's wearing now.
It is just a vest, so you wouldn't know. Could be a jersey.
Maybe I'm just hoping. You know?
Maybe
I'm hoping. I love that man.
Yeah. Unlike Jamie Chambers under his pants leg, he has a snail, so his allegiance is very, very clear.
Absolutely. Jamie Chambers, also known as Jamie Changers. He's always changing his allegiances too. But today it's with Pelt as Niall McCarthy finds Ian McAuliffe in the end zone, and it's a 5-point game again.
Someone call Michael Healy-Rae because Ian is doing illegal moves here on the field. A lot of confidence, a lot of playfulness now on the Pelt side, with a lot of focus and kind of a bit of tension on the Dublin Sevens side as they try to reevaluate what they're going to do going forward.
I suppose the questions they're asking themselves are, where have we gone wrong?
They're doing so much.
Why, are we not playing on the Pelt team? Several questions like this. But fair play to them. They're coming out and they're giving it their all. And they're playing well.
One question does remain as to why Evan Daly is wearing the Pelt shorts, but one that will be unanswered until we speak to him afterwards. A lot of sportsmanship as well between these two teams, always chatting to each other on the sideline. They're friends at the end of the day. Foes is a no.
Niall McCarthy pulls the disc to the Dublin Frisbee Sevens. A bit of miscommunication that costs them some vital yards playing out of their end zone. We're looking at a 2-5 stack here.
Again, Handsome Niall, first cut, receives the disc.
Looks for Evan Daly, who's not there. Evan retreats to the stack and Niall gets the disc again, sends it deep to the
For
man in the
Ned.
red cap, but Ned Daly picks it up.
Handsome back again to put on a hard force. Disc is swung.
Big
Is it too
reset.
high? Just that bit too high. Pelt will really need to be very secure with their passes to ensure that they really do get those gold medals around their necks.
Handsome Niall at the line. Looking for cutters that just aren't coming. And it's a risky disc.
Oh! Ooh.
Looks like we've got a foul call here, uncontested.
Very good display of sportsmanship there by Christie.
Great sportsmanship.
Not even a conversation needing to take place, or possibly a conversation taking place.
Conversations are always good.
Yeah. Instead, reserves time to think before the conversation is what we saw there.
Absolutely.
Disc is back in play with Dublin Frisbee Sevens.
Have we got any sponsors we'd like to thank today, Fee?
Just your presence, Tom.
Hey, you're most welcome.
And
Glad
of
to be here.
course, we had Red Bull here to keep everybody energised, and Dough Pizza of Castle Troy were so kind to be able to offer our teams a deal so they're able to fill their bellies up with only the finest of pizzas.
There you go. Fair play to the lads on Dough Pizza. Thanks for the deals.
Thanks for the
Always
deals.
welcome.
We like saving them dough.
Absolutely. As the disc comes back into play here with the Frisbee Sevens, looking to get a score back on the board. Christy Tinkler on the mark.
Dean throws the disc to Ronan, looking for Handsome.
Playing a 2-5 Handsome Niall.
Unfortunate. Seems like it's just a slight step up there for Handsome. Happens to the best of us.
Christy Tinkler's going to pick up the disc here. Now McCarthy the dump, resets it. Looks for the swing. The swing is there. Young Mud with the half cap. Looks to send it down the line, it's not there.
Ooh.
And it's a swing to Niall McCarthy who comes away
Very
with it.
risky throw there now.
Reset here. Number 44, Killian.
Lovely disc to Robin McCarthy, sailing into it, as he does on his weekends on boats.
Dylan Ryan comes to the
Obi.
Oh. Crowd didn't
This
like
is
that
where
one.
it starts.
A lot of bad blood between these two teams, as we all know.
Recent discoveries. Oh,
Nice
and it's a
turnover by
turn.
Pelt.
And Evan Daly is furiously charging downfield to get that disc. Unfortunately, it's not on. Oh, it's
And
up.
it's a disc into the end zone.
Is it
Red
going to be
cap
a
number
score?
9, will he come up with it?
Oh, unfortunately, out the back. Chased by Robin McCarthy. Hook him and sink him.
Not today. Not today.
They would be wrong.
It shows every option is still an option for Dublin Sevens, though. They're not giving up.
You can never count them out, Fee.
No.
They're one disc away from being back in the game. As Pelt, fortunately, some might say, get the disc back here. Looking to play it out from the end zone with a 2-5. We have Ugly Niall McCarthy and Christy Tinkler. Flicks not on. Reset. Niall to Christy.
Dylan wide open.
Swing
not an
is on.
option. Ooh, tight pressure. He
Reset.
applied here. Oh, very well
Niall gets
rescued.
it. And it's a
Big
deep shot. Niall McCarthy. Dylan. Oh, it's not Dylan. It's catch by Mud.
Very interesting. I feel like a discussion will take place
Says the
here.
catch. Mud says catch. His mark says it was down. What's the sideline saying?
Very interesting commentary from further up the field. Those actually in front of it are refraining from commenting as they know the tension that could cause.
Absolutely. We have VAR checking in. We're not sure if we're going to get to hear from them in time.
Hawkeye is taking its time. It's doing a
Absolutely.
lap around and might come back. Turns out VAR was not turned on for this match, unfortunately. So we are going to go off the reliance of players and their honesty.
As soon as a decision is made, we'll let you know. Looks like we ain't got the facilities for that big man.
No.
And the disc is going to come all the way back. Unfortunate for Pelt. Seems like the fairest call.
Both teams happy with that decision. There's no frustrations caused there.
As we have handsome Niall marking ugly Niall here, as the disc comes back in. Niall immediately looks for the reset. That's not there. Sends it up the line to Christie. Fantastic. That's textbook ultimate. Ultimate 101. Is it? Christie dishes it to the end zone, and it's a score for Pelt.
Mull is really just lapping up all these points in the end zone. The hair doesn't hold him back, it just gives him extra flight.
Absolutely. The Pelt lads are in danger of running away with this one. The game tends to look a little bit one-sided as we move on.
Pelt 10, Dublin Sevens 4. I believe this is actually Dublin Frisbee Sevens' debut at the Siege, and what a debut to have to actually get to the final as well for a new club.
Absolutely, a lot of promise to build on here.
Totally.
From this young bunch of lads. Once upon a time featured a lot of sound lads. Again, as soon as they left Pelt, they kind of lost their soundness badge, but look, fair play to the lads making it all the way to the final on their debut. It's a outstanding achievement.
Huge achievement.
And in fairness, you love to see it.
Yeah, they were like, this, we don't need this. Not like we don't need this, but like, we don't.
Disc is in the hands of Mr. Ian McAuliffe now for throwing downfield, as we eagerly await what lies ahead.
They're so heavy.
Ian is ready, and we are off.
Strong line out here from the Dublin Frisbee Sevens, receiving the disc just outside their own end zone.
Catch by Dave Smith. Back into the hands of Dave Smith. It's like a boomerang. Back into Flinner. Hanson McCarthy, is he going to bid? Very fast movement, very strong movement, and very consistent results being delivered by Dublin Frisbee Sevens. There's not a turn in sight yet. Hanson running for the disc. Oh, what a massive bait for the disc, just unfortunately not to be. They are giving it their all here today.
They are, they really are giving it their all. Definitely, I suppose, a notable absence of a little bit of structure there from the Frisbee Sevens. Definitely their cuts could be a little bit more coordinated, but the effort is there. They really are leaving it all out on the pitch.
Disc in the hands of Sam now, looking for assistance from Inda. Looking into the eyes of Ian McAuliffe, not to be back into the hands of Brian Big Hand O'Sullivan. His hands are almost an extra person when he's on defence.
Absolutely. Jamie Chambers all the way from Madrid to reset that disc to Liam Grant, who looks to give it back to him. The option's not there. And we just have a call.
The use of hand signals here would be of benefit, but alas, everyone is understood of what is happening.
Ian Grant picks the disc. Handsome Niall on the mark.
Is it going to be a spicy disc?
Liam loves his spice. Resets to Soup Norman. Soup to Ian. Ian gets the disc and looks for the end zone shot. And nobody's home.
Great luck, Ian! Great luck!
Dave Smith works his way up to the disc now while everybody else prepares for what is ahead.
Dave Smith teaching in his home county of Kerry. He's looking to come out and teach these Pelt lads a lesson today.
Yeah, I think we'll be fine.
Instant movement by Hansen.
We're so close already.
Oh, a very, very low disc, just unfortunately too low for the hands of Keith Merla.
Like our O is
Good.
Interesting, Supo is going back to the disc now. Looking for Ian. Into the hands of Inda Collins. Back into the head. Oh,
Fantastic
intercepted.
D. Fantastic D there by the Dublin Frisbee Sevens.
Number 13, unlucky for Pelt indeed, as Alan Pearce intercepts that disc.
Quick flick up the line. And number 13 sends it to the end zone for Hanson Niall. Will he come down with it? Yes, he will. It's a great score by the Dublin team as they get one back on the board. Much needed point fee.
Indeed. Still a large gap to fill now with not much time left in the clock. But hey, stranger things have happened here.
Anything could happen out here. It is the Siege of Limerick after all,
Indeed.
where miracles do happen.
A lot of reactions and reactives needing to take place here now by Pelt to ensure all those options are closed off.
Like Chelsea's across the road.
Why don't you support the next parish? Why don't you play for the next parish?
Why don't you support Donegal, fella?
Pelt ready and armed. Dublin Sevens also prepared. We're going to war, Tom.
War indeed. Pelt have won several of the battles here today. Have they won the war? No, they haven't. Not yet.
You have to put in a form if you want to change parish.
Time will tell when the goal is around their neck, or will it be ripped into the hands of Dublin?
I know one certain Ian McAuliffe is hoping that Pelt come away with the victory today. As he informed me earlier on, he forgot the trophy, left it at home in Cork. So he's going to be hoping that Pelt come away with the victory today to save face for getting the trophy for the final winners.
Save face for his team, his fiancée, and his family.
Absolutely. Oh!
Was that in, is the question.
It was a nice play by Ian trying to redeem himself here today. Personally, it looked from up here to be in bounds, but let's see what the sidelines say.
Discussions are taking place. And it's going back into the hands of Evan Daly to graciously pass it to Niall McCarthy.
Absolutely. Hold this for a second. Niall McCarthy is going to bring the disc for Pelt as Evan Daly is going to count them in. Old friends, foes today.
Aggressively running up to get the disc there now.
Looks for the up the line, it's not there. Resets to Niall. Niall looks for the cut, swing. Christie doesn't take it. Sends the disc to Scullo. Scullo looking for the 10-yard hook. It's not there. Sends it down the line in classic Scullo fashion. Finds Tinker at the end of the edge of the end zone rather. Sends a hammer and nobody's home.
Dublin Sevens really shutting things down there. No options were really safe for them.
Is this a bit of momentum we're seeing for the Dublin Frisbee Sevens fee?
I think so. I think it's needed as well. They're going to push through, but how far can this go to really redeem them and possibly lead them to success?
Let's see. As they come out of the end zone with a 2-5 stack. Quick swing. Looks like it's Flynn on the disc. Sends it down the line to number 7. Nice flick down the line. Looking for the reset. It's not there. Gets the disc
Easy
back again.
continuations there down the line. And options that should be shut off. Oh, it'll be received. Unfortunately lost.
Quite a D there by Soup.
Indeed. Good progress of the disc down the field, all down the sideline, which is an option that could be easily shut off by Pelt, really.
Absolutely. Again, we're quite far into the weekend. The final match. Legs are tired, but that's no excuse.
Not for Tom Samuels. Andy Mead with the disc now, bring it up.
Cracking player, that lad. Sends it to Niall McCarthy. Quick reset to Tinkler. A reset we've seen all day. As Ian picks up the disc, looks for the deep shot. It's not there. He's going to reset it to Tinkler. If Tinkler can get free, Tinkler struggling to get free, gets the disc. Resets. Darren Scully picks up the disc just outside his own end zone. Ian McAuliffe looks for the deep flick hook. Who's underneath? It's Niall McCarthy who pops a flick to the end zone, and it's a score for Pelt.
Sunny days and happy rays for Pelt Ultimate here in Limerick as the sun is beaming on Mud's face as he received that score.
I'd say if you went like measuring stuff like
Beautiful day for a game of Frisbee. Hey Fiona.
Indeed. Weather conditions have actually got much better. The wind has really eased off, so quite stable conditions for everyone to play their hearts out in this game.
Absolutely.
10-9.
50 minutes into this final now, with a maximum time of 75 minutes, resulting at that time will be at the edge of our lips as we get to that moment.
It's good for the deep shots. The straight's pretty
Disc is up, being received by Dean, looking for Killian Flynn straight away. Handsome again, first cut prepared for it, unfortunately not an option, into the hands of Shane Doyle. With options downfield immediately, Alan Pearce sees the opportunity, seizes it, and it's a score.
That makes it 11-6 as Dublin get another one on the board, making this a little bit tighter of a game. Have they got some momentum on their side? Fee, what do you think?
A lot of dance moves can be displayed now with successive results being displayed, so who knows? The dancing head didn't just stop at the party, it can go on here and lead them to the gold.
We're dancing well into Sunday evening. Bit of confidence, bit of a pep in their step for the Dublin boys. Let's see will it translate to another score on the board as they look to get a turnover here and a break.
in Frisbee though, like it's really hard over 10 years to close down two-step. Offense.
Like we said, score is 11 to Pelt, 6 to Dublin Frisbee Sevens. Game is 2:15, or to the time cap of 75 minutes.
I think they call him just.
When is Frisbee 2.0?
And shout out to everybody watching from all over the world.
All 53
all
people.
53 of you wonderful
and
people.
possibly being broadcasted in cinemas filled with hundreds of more people. Let's round it up to 5,000 people. Thank you all for tuning in today. It really, really does mean a lot to both me and Tom to have you listening and encouraging us as we watch this final together.
As Christy Tinkle sends one down and Dublin come away with the D.
Obviously, so we have one small end zone, but then the bigger end zone. Catch the smaller end zone, that's 3. Catch a bigger one, that's 1.
Disc received by Shane Doyle, very high, but he's quite tall, so that's not an issue for him. Back into the hands of Dean.
4 players can only stand in one box.
Quick movements being seen here now.
Maybe 4 midfielders, they can go anywhere.
Handsome now with a big spicy one. Into the hands of Dave
Dave
Smith,
Smith.
slightly short of the end zone. Will they convert? This is crucial.
This could be a critical score for you. And it's a score!
score.
Dublin Frisbee Sevens bring their tally to 7. Could that be?
A lucky number for them.
Time will tell. As it's a 4-point game again. And the Frisbee Sevens look to be rolling.
Very, very nice disc by Hansen there to really shake up the persons on the field.
Looks like the momentum is with the Dublin side. Can Pelt find an answer and put the game to bed?
When Logan's feeling really rambunctious, he'll do this and wait for it to just land on his finger and just spin around. That doesn't work.
I've tried to do it and it's really hard. It's really hard.
A lot of energy by Dublin Frisbee Sevens as people run to the line in order to play. Fierce enthusiasm being displayed.
One of my Frisbee goals is playing a rational contest.
Shout out to all the teams that participated in the Siege of Limerick this weekend. It's been a pleasure having you all here in sunny Limerick.
Welcome back all as well. It's great to see all the familiar faces and new faces as hundreds of new people have joined the sport and continue to make it amazing and what it is today.
Absolutely. Well said, Fee.
Back into the game, we have Darren Scully on disc into the hands of Andrew Mead. An inseparable duo, some would say.
Absolutely.
Into the hands of Ian. Will he look deep? No, looking back into Andrew, a reliable source. Into the hands of Scully instead, though, as Andrew storms upfield.
Dylan Ryan picks it up at the sideline. Resets it. Darren Scully looks for the swing to Andrew Mead. Picks it up. Deep shot is on. It's not being picked up, and Soup sends it. Questionable this. Great bid by Handsome Niall. Ogunal comes away with it and calls a timeout.
Interesting decision.
Rare bit of composure there from Niall. Fair play to him.
Lorcan allows a lot more like invitation.
A tough blow for Hansen there. Very big bait. Just unfortunate again. Just millimetres, like we said earlier. Millimetres is all the differences here in some of the calls and plays we are seeing.
That one looked personal. He wanted to get that D on his compadre Niall.
That didn't just hurt his chest, that hurt his heart.
Absolutely, absolutely. We could hear the heartbreak from up here in the studio. As Pelt look to take it to a 12-7 game. Disc outside the end zone. Looking to convert in what will be potentially a 5-point lead.
We will be back with you shortly. And we are back.
When you're allowed to go, yeah.
All players resuming position.
Yeah, but like there is always going to be a day.
Suspense as to what lies ahead.
You gotta just do it. Yeah, but that's it. Like it's unfortunate.
You have to draw the line somewhere.
A lot of hype being shared by Keith Mariner to his commemorates.
There's outdoor and indoor season.
Outdoor season is so.
Ugly swings as this is Soup. Will this be a quick score? Into the safe hands of Jamie Chambers. Oh, discussion taking place. This is going back.
And speaking of safe, just wanted to give a shout out to local business Scoot Safe, providing safe scooter storage for all those using electric scooters in Limerick City. Check them out online, scootsafe.ie.
And we are back after that commercial break. Soup sends this to Andrew Mead. Receives it back to Soup. Again, two people very well versed in the area, playing with one another, knowing what each other is looking for. And into the hands of Dylan Ryan.
Delightful, delicious, absolutely dandy. It's Andy Mead sending one to the end zone for a fantastic score to his old pal and drinking buddy Dylan Ryan.
Pelt 12, Dublin Frisbee 7.
I kind of get it. Just get the cat when you're
5-point lead for Pelt as we come to the tail end of the final of the Siege of Limerick 2023.
Oh yeah,
What a final it's been. On the line we're seeing a bit of a change up again. Robin McCarthy, Ned Daly, Sam Courtney, Jamie Chambers, Mud, Ugly and Christy Tinkler. It will be interesting to see Mud's positioning on the pitch now and how Dublin Frisbee Sevens reacted as he seems to just get the disc on both under and deep options.
It's not yet. It's in a few minutes.
Yeah, I will.
We can just do it from here. Do it right next to the mic and kill it.
5 minutes.
Kill everyone. Yeah. Everybody listening to this.
I'll tell them mute the mic.
Sure, if they're watching, if they're watching live, you want the full experience.
There is a meeting.
People are really embracing this weather as we wait for the disc to come into play. 3, 2, 1.
Everyone's offside. Everyone except Robin was
We are off. Disc is passed on.
Dublin Sevens getting the disc. Coming out on 0, setting up in a 2-5 stack they've been adopting all day. Some would say it's been working for them, others wouldn't. Handsome Niall resets the disc.
He's what I'm aspiring to be.
Which is a man who runs ragged everywhere.
The cuts have been absolutely fantastic from Niall all day. Works so hard on those cuts.
Interesting conversation to have, Thomas. Who would you think would be MVP?
Fantastic question. Fantastic question.
Is he number 12?
A few in with shouts, I would say. Christy Tinkler definitely deserves a shout, as does Ian McAuliffe.
Handsome Niall most definitely gets a mention in the list of people that are possibly deserving and receiving this award today.
Absolutely, in the
As we
conversation.
get conversion of Dublin Frisbee Sevens, now 8, Pelt 12.
And again, as we mentioned earlier, Fee, the Frisbee Sevens are not out of this game. Only 4 points in it, and always look like scoring when they get the disc outside the end zone.
That's a graveyard.
What's a great
But like, you know the way no matter what graveyard you go to in the country, it's always positive.
Yeah.
It's always the same breeze and that's that
Actually,
breeze.
the cemetery that
I'm surprised you had to get that explained to you.
Yeah.
No, but the cemetery that Granda is buried in is Rosenhall.
Bullshit. That's because it's not a cemetery.
No offense to Grandad. Bullshit.
That's not a cemetery.
No offense.
Handsome Niall taking a point off as Dublin Frisbee Sevens are coming out on D. Familiar sights here is Alan Pearce, who has got a number of interceptions in this game that have been crucial to slowing down Pelt's momentum.
A point here for the Dublin Frisbee Sevens could be huge for momentum in this game as they look to make it a 3-point gap.
What a pinger. It's straight down and into the hands of Darren Scully.
Andrew Mead picks up the disc, looks for the deep shot, it is there, and it's super the cut. Looks like he's going to bring it all the way to the end zone. And
Andrew
Pelt.
doing what Andrew does, sending discs left, right, centre to people that will just go and chase them. Well
Absolutely.
done.
Lovely, lovely disc from Andrew Mead. That is vintage Andrew Mead. Going out there and doing what he does best and dishing them to his teammates.
Andrew's not here to waste time. He's here to see action, see play and see results.
Yeah. He feels the pressure of the comeback from the Frisbee Sevens and he shakes it off.
Wonderful comments, Tom. Wonderful comments.
Lorcan Murray said, Ian best to keep my granddad's graveyard out of his damn mouth.
Speaking of shake it off, Christy Tinkler back in the line, who is a big Taylor Swift fan and also dressed up as anti-hero last night for our themed party, wearing a cape which is absent today, but an invisible one can be seen around his neck.
As he leads the line of the Pelt boys, charging forward on defence, looking to quell the momentum of the Frisbee Sevens that has been displayed in the point before this one. As they lead out with a hammer to Handsome Niall on the sideline, dishes it down the line to Dave Smith. Dave Smith gets the disc, retains some composure, resets, calms everything down. Dave Smith strikes deep. Can he come up with it? It's a score for the Frisbee Sevens.
And clear frustration and celebration, mockery and fun to be displayed by Dublin Frisbee Sevens. Their spirits are high. This is a fun game. We muted ourselves for the sake of your ears as Finn Murray blew the whistle for the 5-minute warning.
Pat over the pitch.
Someone has commented, God-tier commentary.
The whistle seems to have rattled a number of people as they are slow to set up.
Fantastic game of Ultimate on display here for all the fans, watching live and watching at home. It's been a pleasure to commentate this game with you, Fee. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, wonderful experience to have with you as well, Tom. Friend, pal, and long-term Frisbee
Amigo.
comeback.
Absolutely. We started Frisbee together for our first training session all those years
and
ago.
we'll finish it together when you
We'll
come back.
finish it together. Absolutely. Frisbee, known for uniting people of all creeds, all countries, all values.
Got very deep there, Tom,
It
didn't
does.
you?
It's doing that here today. And again, it's wonderful to be here for the Siege of Limerick 2023, the open final. As we draw a close Dublin Frisbee Sevens pull the disc to the Pelt offence. And it's going to be Darren Scully. Sending it to Andrew Mead. Down the line to Soup Norman.
This is a recipe that is working, having Andrew Mead and Darren Scully back as the handlers, two of the safest options in Pelt, reliable sources, always steady on disc.
Andrew with a supreme fake, resets it to Darren Scully. Christy Tinkler gets it on the sideline, dictating the pace. Back to Andrew Mead, sends a lovely flick. Received by Soup Norman, who sends it all the way to just outside the end zone.
Interesting one here. Does that result in a conversation?
If Christie's,
You can only do it by accident.
if Christie's was given us a score, goddammit.
Getting some sideline support here now. People are saying that the point was not in, but rather walked in.
No, but you're allowed to do that by accident.
A lot of consideration being taken into account here now. Again, all crucial moments here as we come to the last few minutes of the Siege final. That's what we like to see.
Oh, Jack, don't let me miss that one again.
No, yeah.
And it is 14-9 after a bit of conversation there between Pelt and Dublin Frisbee Sevens. Again, like we said, friends, not foes, making every discussion very breezy and easy.
Absolutely. Well said, Fee. And Pelt one score away from victory here.
This could potentially be the last point of Ultimate Frisbee for the Siege of Limerick 2023.
Pelt putting out a strong line here. Jamie Chambers making his return again. Just want to shout him out. Travelled all the way here from Madrid for the tournament. It's wonderful to see him back in the green.
Travelled by foot, I believe.
Yeah, he did. He
All the
walked
way.
all the way here. In all fairness, took a lot out of a big chunk out of his annual leave, but look, he did it for the boys. And look,
He did it for his county.
would expect nothing less of that man.
It could be off by if you were like a millimeter. If it was a very
People are prepared, people are ready, people are raring to go. Last point, what lies ahead, Tom?
Okay, now throws up the disc in what could be the final pull of the match. We will see.
They definitely take that.
Is there a big comeback on the cards here from the Frisbee Sevens?
Anything could happen.
We're about to find out.
Wouldn't make a difference in the friction goal.
Again, Handsome consistently getting the disc.
It would be the air resistance is what I was calculating.
D. Smith charge you upfield, not an option. Being passed to number 7.
I would like to suggest a new award for this tournament, and I would suggest it to be Cutter of the Tournament, and I'd like to honourably award this to Handsome Niall of the
Yes.
Dublin Frisbee Sevens. Just the cut in that man puts on display year in, year out is sensational. It's wonderful to see. As the Frisbee Sevens come out of a battle with a score.
Almost a supported score by Pelt. Fantastic to see smiles in people's faces, joy in people's hearts.
Smile, laughter and cheers all round. And it's a score for the Sevens, putting them back in the game to make
They
it
are
14-10.
elated. Have you seen happier people? I don't think so, Tom.
Absolutely not. The happiest men I've seen all day, and they deserve that happiness. They've played a blinder out here tonight. Win or lose, they deserve to be happy with how they played. They've left it all on the pitch.
They do not want this final to end.
It's kind of crazy how little air is needed to make that much air. It's like a huge no, but
It's almost like mini catch-ups happening on the pitch when people are walking off. Apologies. We had, again, apologies. We had not been given a forewarning for that whistle. But that is time is gone. It has now finished at point at 1. But due to the score being 14-10, it will be game to 15. This is match point.
the cubicles in that bathroom are really weird. I know, but I want to. There's like two here.
What does that have to do with
Not
the
the
game
cubicles,
being
sorry,
over?
the urinals. There's two here. On like the wall.
Oh no, actually no, he's right.
And
It's
like
very
curves
weirdly
in
laid
this
out,
one.
right?
And there's two here. And then there's one
Frisbee Sevens with the pull.
in the middle.
Received by Darren Scully, dishes it to Andrew Mead. A throw we've seen all day. Ian McAuliffe picks up the disc. Looks for the reset for Andrew Mead. Gets it. Andrew looks for a deep shot. It's not there. Sends it to Niall. Will Niall look for the deep shot? Inevitably. And
Is it on?
it's OB, unfortunately. Sue Norman, number 15, can't come away with the score.
Not today, and not to be in this point.
Could be a huge moment in the game.
Could Dublin Sevens get another point on the board?
Making it a 3-score game, potentially.
This coming up to the brick mark, as that is where it would have exited the pitch. Easy yards for Dublin
Deep
Sevens.
shot. Handsome Niles there.
Oh, very unfortunate throw. Great option, but just unfortunate for positioning of the cutters to get that disc.
A little bit overcooked there with the hook.
He probably is. Like he did win.
As sun sets on Sunday at the Siege, as we see some sultry throws. We've seen some saucy ultimate.
It took me like 2 watches over to figure out what shit that's actually been.
Oh man, that game still gets my fucking heart going. Yeah.
It's been a great matchup so far, and Pelt come out firing. Some back and forth between Soup and Andy, and there's a call on the field.
I think I was on the way to work there. I was up there to go to work or something. It was on. I rang the boss and I'll be half an hour late.
Disc is being bounced between players here today
The
as people
screen
resume their
says,
positioning.
a tire on my.
Go. How was that in? Yeah, I'm talking to the lock nut.
There were a lot of contention kind of in.
A lot of discussions taking place to make sure that people are in correct positioning.
Oh yeah.
And we have Ugly Niall being the voice of reason, bringing people back to a steady position for this last point.
Niall always the voice of reason in these situations.
Disc is up into the hands of Jamie Chambers.
JJ looks for the deep shot to Ian McAuliffe, who's coming down with the disc. It's great positioning by Ian, who comes away with the score and the win for Pelt. He's captained them to a victory today, and it's an impressive feat. Fittingly, Ian has forgotten the trophy, and so he secured the win to make sure there's no awkwardness when the final is being presented.
There's manifesting and there's being Ian McAuliffe. He didn't bring the trophy because he knew he'd be bringing it back home. Congratulations, Ian.
It's a wonderful win for Pelt. It's a wonderful life. And as the sun sets on Sunday of the Siege, it's sayonara from Tom and Fee. And it's a great thanks to everybody who participated in the tournament.
Thank you and our love to all for tuning in today and for being a part of history that is the Siege of Limerick. We welcome you all back and cannot wait to see you all again here next year. Goodbye from Fiona.